What ended your lifelong friendship? Me and Tony were tight since second grade. I'm talking 20 years of being basically brothers. When my mom died out of nowhere last year, she left me this little house in the suburbs and some life insurance money. I was a mess. Couldn't even think straight for months. The house just sat there empty while I figured out what to do. Tony knew I was drowning in all the paperwork and grief stuff. One day he comes to me and says, "Dude, let me crash at your mom's place for a bit. I'll keep it clean, pay utilities, make sure nobody breaks in." Made sense to me. I trusted him completely. 2 months later, I finally get my head together enough to think about fixing the place up and maybe renting it out. I drive over there to check things out and almost crashed my car when I saw what was going on. There's this fancy lockbox on the front door, professional-looking signs everywhere. I walk up and there's literally strangers in my living room taking selfies. Turns out Tony had been running a full Airbnb operation out of my mom's house. Had reviews online, booking calendar, the whole thing. I find Tony in the kitchen making breakfast for guests like he owns the place. When I confronted him, he just shrugs and goes, "Man, I needed money for rent. Figured you wouldn't care since you weren't using it." I lost it. This wasn't just about money. This was my mom's house, the place where she made me pancakes every Sunday morning. And he was letting random people sleep in her bed, use her bathroom, sit on her couch, while I was still grieving. But it got so much worse. When I told him to shut it down immediately, Tony looks me dead in the eye and says, "Actually, I can't do that. I've been living here long enough to have tenant rights now. Legally, you can't just kick me out." This dude hired a freaking lawyer. Started claiming squatters' rights on my own property. His lawyer sends me papers saying I need to go through formal eviction process, which could take months. Meanwhile, Tony keeps the Airbnb running and pocketing all the cash. The whole thing turned into this nightmare legal battle. Tony actually had the nerve to offer me a deal where he'd give me 30% of the profits, like he was doing me some huge favor, acting like I should be grateful he was helping me make money off my dead mom's house. It took 4 months and cost me thousands in lawyer fees, but I finally got him out. When I went to see the house after, it was trashed. Holes in the walls, carpet stained, kitchen cabinets broken. Tony had let these Airbnb guests destroy the place and never bothered fixing anything. The judge ruled in my favor, but Tony still owed me nothing for damages because he claimed he had no money. Last I heard, he moved to another state and started the same scam with someone else's property. We haven't talked since the day he got served papers, not because of the money he stole or even the house being ruined. It's because in 20 years of friendship, through everything we went through together, he never once asked permission. He just saw an opportunity and took it, while I was at the lowest point of my life.